Statistic 2. Pictorial representations of statistical data, histogram, uses of histogram, histograms of different types of data, mode by graphical method, frequency polygon and frequency curve. Pictorial representations of statistical data. The method used for presenting data are: first, diagrammatic representation, and second, graphical representation. Let us study pie diagram. The relative value of items are represented by sector of the circle. Since the sectors resemble the slice of a pie, therefore it is called a pie diagram. To construct pie diagram, we use the fact that the total of all given values corresponds to the total number of degrees in the circular arc, that is 360 degree. Therefore, we draw a circle of the convenient radius and divide it into number of sector to represent the value of items. We shall illustrate the construction of a pie diagram with the help of examples. The expenditure on different items in a month by a householder whose monthly salary amounting to 7,200 rupees is given below. Represent the information in the form of pie diagram. Solution: the amount spent on different items in a month are converted into component parts of 360 degree. The monthly salary is about 7,200 rupees and he spent 600 rupees on clothing. It means that he spent 1/12th part of his salary. Similarly, he spent 4,000 rupees on food. It means that he spent 5/9th part of his salary and so on. Therefore, the sector of the circle representing clothing should have a center angle of 1/12th part of the 360 degree comes 30 degree, and for food 5/9th part of the 360 degree comes 200 degree, and so on. Now we draw a circle of convenient radius. We join the center of the circle and any point on a circle. Place protractor on the center of the circle and draw ray of 30 degree. We denote that part as clothing with 30 degree. In this way, we can draw for 200 degree, 60 degree, 20 degree and 50 degree for food, house, rent, education and miscellaneous respectively, either in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Now we get all sectors for given items. Histogram. This is a form of representation like a bar graph, but it is used for continuous class intervals for group and no spacing between two bars. This is the frequency distribution table representing the weight of 36 students of a class. Let us represent this data graphically. We represent weights on x-axis on a stable scale. Example, 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kg. Since first class interval starting from 30.5 to 35.5 and not from 0, we show it by marking a kink or break on the x-axis. On y-axis, we represent number of students. For example, frequency. Since maximum frequency is 15, we choose the scale 1 cm is equal to 2 students and mark up to 16 on y-axis. Now for first class interval 30.5 to 35.5 number of students are 9. The middle line of 8 and 10 represents 9. Draw bar up to that height for the class interval. Similar way, draw other bars of class intervals and respective frequencies. This resultant graph appears like a solid figure that is called a histogram. Use of histogram. 1. Histogram is used to find mode. It is also used to construct frequency polygon and frequency curve. 2. Histogram gives idea about average where it is located. 3. It tells us about the spread of data. 4. It gives idea about the symmetry of frequency distribution. 5. If two different data sets are mixed, then the histogram of such a mixture will have two peak. Bimodality nature. Histograms of different types of data are as follows. First type is of narrow spreaded distribution. Second one is widely spreaded distribution. Third is average. Fourth one is binomial distribution, mixture of data sets. Fifth is perfectly symmetric distribution. Sixth is asymmetric distribution. Seventh is again asymmetric distribution, and last one is highly asymmetric distribution. Mode by graphical method. In the earlier discussion, we have studied how to find mode for grouped data using the formula. Sometimes graphical methods are found to be simple but less accurate. Mode can be obtained graphically with the help of histogram. Let us take example. How to find the mode of marks graphically for the following frequency distribution. For that, we have to draw histogram. Now, locate model class, a class with a highest frequency. Pre-model class and post-model class. Locate points A, B, C and D. Join the right-hand top vertices of model class C and that of pre-model class A by a straight line. Join the left-hand top vertices of model class B and that of post-model class D by the straight line. The two line segment AC and BD will intersect each other at point E. From point E, if we draw a perpendicular on the x-axis, the point at which it cuts the x-axis gives us the mode of the given related data. Note that the line segment AC and BD and the cross marked lie in model class. Frequency polygon and frequency curve. To understand frequency polygon, let us take a histogram of above example. Let us join the midpoints of the upper side of each bar by line and name midpoints B, C, D, E, F and G respectively. To complete the polygon, we assume that there is a class interval before first class interval and last class interval and marks midpoints for them as A and H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is a frequency polygon for the data which has given for histogram 2. Frequency polygon can also be drawn independently without drawing histograms. For this, we require the midpoints of the class intervals used in the data. These midpoints of the class intervals are called class marks. We can find class marks as class marks is equal to upper limit plus lower limit by 2. Let us draw frequency polygon for the table. In the table, class intervals of height are given for number of students. Since we want to draw a frequency polygon without a histogram, let us find the class mark for each class interval. Class mark for first class interval is 150 plus 140 by 2. That is 145. Similar way, we can find class marks for other classes interval for the table. Let us draw a frequency polygon by pointing the class marks along the x-axis and the frequencies along the y-axis. Mark point B for frequency 5 and class mark 145. Similar way, mark points C, D, E, F and G for each frequency and its class mark. Join points by the line segment. We should not forget to plot the point corresponding to the class mark of the class interval 130 to 140 and 200 to 210 on x-axis. So the resultant frequency polygon will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Summary. In this subtopic, we have studied pictorial representation of statistical data, histogram, uses of histogram, histograms of different types of data, mode by graphical method, and frequency polygon and frequency curve. That is all in this lesson. Let us learn about graphical representation of data in our next topic. Enjoy learning.